American B-52 bombers on a training mission over European skies. Just one example of the US military's integration within NATO. But with Washington expected to draw down its military presence in Europe, the alliance is facing big choices for the future.
If we look far enough ahead, I think we're looking at a NATO that is simply going to be more European if it's going to survive. More European in terms of capability, more European in terms of even decision-making. That's a real departure from the past, but not unlikely.
During its 76-year history, NATO relied on the US playing a dominant and unifying role. But the Trump administration has repeatedly made it clear it wants Europe to take ownership of conventional security on the continent. But the key question is whether it will be a slow burden shift, or rather, burden dumping.
Some European allies appear to understand that the US may well reduce its role in NATO sooner or later. But they are keen on keeping Washington within the alliance as long as possible. They hope they can increase their contributions accordingly, with the US reducing theirs in a coordinated manner, so there are no gaps in the continent's security.
Europeans are already investing more, with NATO expected to soon announce a new, more ambitious defense pledge. And the EU is promising help and money to produce and acquire more weapon systems. But to replace the US, Europe needs not only more troops, but also more key capabilities, security experts like Anna Wieslander have concluded.
Those are things like strategic airlift, command and control, intelligence, surveillance, some logistics, air-to-air refueling. Those are capabilities that the Americans have, but the Europeans have to a much lesser extent.
Some countries, such as France and the UK, have already shown they are ready to lead the way, whether it comes to Europe's own defense or support for Ukraine. But what Europe needs now is money, time and a new mindset. Former French General Jean-Paul Palameros says.
Europeans must change their way of looking at their security and perhaps their way of life, if they want to do that. It will take some really political strength and conviction to make sure that the public opinions follow that.
Europe no longer trusts Washington's commitment to its security. But for now, it still needs to build up the resources to replace it.
But it makes it stronger, they say.